Hi and welcome to this video. In this video, we'll be looking at self-identity. And what it actually means is basically how you see yourself, how you perceive yourself, how you understand yourself. And it entails things like your beliefs, your values, your personality, your aspirations, your abilities, and some of the factors that actually shape our self-identity are relationships, how we've been brought up, our experiences, and culture. So in this video, we'll be looking at 10 steps that you can take to actually get to do self-identity or to discover yourself. Okay. And I hope you have watched all the other 4 episodes of Becoming Whole before you start dating. If not, make sure to have a look at them. I'll be linking a link in the description so that you can, benefit from what you've already done. Okay. And the first step is self-reflect. So you need to have some time alone. I know it is very easy for introverts like myself, but even for extroverts, you need to just take some time away from everything, away from people, and just sit down and reflect on your life. Examine your thoughts, your emotions, your behaviors. Ask yourself questions like, what are my values? What are my strengths? Ask yourself, what gives me excitement? What gives me joy? So with all the steps I will be mentioning, it all comes back to self-reflection. You have to sit and reflect, and then you'll be able to discover. So the beginning is just getting some time alone. The next one is understanding your core values. And this is basically understanding the principles that guide your decisions and your behaviors. What are the things that inform the way you do things? For example, it could be your faith, it could be integrity, it could be your family. What makes you prioritize some things? It could be your compassion, or it could just be your desire for achievement. So what is it? Core values is basically that which drives you to say no to this and say yes to this. Okay, so you need to identify those things, because that is what will help you even when you are getting into a relationship, to know what relationship to say yes to, what relationship to say no to. And even when you get into a relationship, what are some of the things that you will entertain in that relationship? Okay, or some of the things that you'll be like, what, this is a no-go zone because it goes against my core principles. So you need to identify for yourself what are those core values. And the next one, which is very close to what I have just mentioned, is assess beliefs and mindsets. Now, we have already mentioned that you need to identify your values. As you are identifying your values, they will be informed by some of the beliefs that you have, right? Now, you have identified some of the beliefs you have. Now, in assessing, you will look at the beliefs that are negative, the ones that are demeaning, and the mindsets that you might be having that are draining you and putting you down. And after that, you continue with the good ones, but the bad ones, now you decide to work on them and replace them with empowering ones. Okay, for example, you could realize that one of the values that you have is a sense of achievement, and you can do anything to achieve your goal and all. But then you when you come and assess, you realize that yes, you have that value, that you want success, but at some point it is probably fueled by a negative thing, maybe a negative experience in your childhood. So you now realize maybe you have been treating people really badly because you are after just success. You don't value people. Now you replace it with compassion. So even as you have that drive for success and achievement, you now have another mindset that if you're working with people, they are people, and it's never that serious at times. You can still be successful without having to be number one sometimes. As long as you are the best you could be in your own abilities at that point, then it's okay if someone else is better than you. It's not always a competition. You don't have to compete with everybody else. Okay. You can also have mindsets that you're struggling with because of maybe bad experiences you've had in the past, not necessarily how you are brought up. For example, the way people say all men are dogs, or there's another thought. Maybe you could be thinking that all ladies are players and they cheat. You realize that is what you have been thinking, and so every time you get into a relationship, you're probably just sitting at the edge of the chair, just waiting for this person to cheat on you, or for this person to ask to go to bed with you. So now you start looking at those beliefs. Where did it come from? And then you start working on them and realize that I can change this. And it's not always that everybody, like for the examples I've given, not everybody is a cheat. Okay, not every man is just after sex. There are good men, there are good ladies out here. All right, so you now start working on your mindsets. I've just given 2 examples. So you work on the negative mindsets and then you become better. That will give you a better identity. You stop seeing yourself as that negative person and now you become better. The next one is identify interests and passions. How you can identify your interests and passions could be just by getting involved in different activities. You can get involved in activities in your church. If you're in a church community, you can have activities with your friends. Maybe you've always thought in your head that you love traveling. Why not plan a trip with your friends and see whether that's something you're interested in? Okay, when you hear friends are going somewhere, you can go with them. If you see an instrument that you've desired to learn, why not go for the classes and try out? Those trying out these different things will help you realize what you're actually interested in. Sometimes we think we love something so much until we do it and you're like, okay, I don't think this is for me. All right, so you can only know if you have done it, right? If you have never probably gone for a road trip, you didn't know whether it's something you would enjoy. If you have not probably done public speaking, you might not know whether it's something you want to do. So you can get involved in such. If you probably feel public speaking is something you'd want to do, if you want to maybe say your story and encourage people with your story, why not start with a high school just next to your home? Go out and ask if you could speak to the students, and most schools will agree, right? So just go and give it a try and see whether that's something you're passionate about. So think around the things you're passionate about. If it's business, you can just decide, I will sacrifice 5,000, 10,000, whatever amount you're able to sacrifice for trial and error. Now, this is not, when you're trying out things, don't go all in with all the money you have and all the resources you have. Just try with little. See whether business is something you'd be interested in, so that you don't throw in all your money and you realize that business is not something that you wanted to do. So get to discover your interests and your passions. That will bring out your personality. It will also bring out your It could even give you a career path. It will also bring out some of the hobbies, and this will help you even when you get into a relationship. You have things to share with your partner and things that you can introduce them to that they could probably also get to enjoy. All right. The other way you can get to have self-identity is by seeking feedback. So you can ask your family, you can ask your friends, people who you trust to just give you genuine feedback on some of the things they think you're very good at and some of the places they think you can do some improvement on. Okay. I remember when I was quite young, I used to wonder because my siblings are very gifted. When we were growing up, from when my siblings were maybe in class 1, class 2, down up, those lower primary grades. My brother was very good already doing art. My sister was also very good doing fashion. Like, she would do clothes for our dolls. My brother would, draw very nice things. And so I didn't see that in me. I didn't see any talent. So I used to ask my mom, what am I good at? I don't have anything, I don't have any gift. Back then. And my mom would tell me, you look like you will be a good manager. So I think maybe she said that to encourage me, or maybe she saw something. And I remember later on in high school is when, organizing things started coming out, especially when I joined the leadership in the Christian Union, and I would be in charge of planning because we didn't have like okay, our CU was not the way other CUs are. So we would have to as the secretary, I would have to plan how the whole week would go, who would preach when, one of the students would have to preach, who would be programming a certain day. From Monday to Saturday, I'd be the one organizing all that. And I've seen that, that organizing thing, pop up here and there. And it's something, my husband not long ago told me he thinks I am very good in planning. Now, maybe that is what my mom used to see. And she gave me that feedback. Now, when someone else comes and tells me, by the way, I think you're good in planning, I'm like, okay, this is something my mom saw, So you can talk to people that you trust and ask them, what do you see me doing that brings out the best in me? And what else do you think I need to work on? And be prepared and tell them. You will not judge them for telling you the hard truths, because once they tell you the places you need to work on and improve on, then you can change and become better, and it will bring out the best in you. All right. And just before we go to the next point, if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please make a point of subscribing. I know more than 80% of the people who watch this channel are not subscribed. So please just subscribe. It will help support the channel. It also helps me reach more people. All right. And if you are loving it so far, please give us a thumbs up. It also helps the video be pushed to more people who can benefit. The next point is assessment. You can do personality assessments. Now, these are things you can find online. Just check online, Google personality tests. They are available. You can get to even not just knowing whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, and the 4 main ones, they have more. I think they are up to 16 personalities. They even tell you the career paths that your strengths could be going towards. So they even tell you your weaknesses and the strengths you have. So just go online. I can't tell you a specific one, but once you go there, you'll see different ones, and you can try out several and just see the results they give you. It will help you know yourself better and know your personality, and even accept yourself, because there's no bad personality. Every personality is good. The only thing is there are weaknesses that you need to work on to become better, and there are strengths that now bring out the best in you. All right, so you can try out personality assessments online. The next one is very close to what I've just said, and that is be open for growth. Now, from the personality tests that I've just said, and assessments, and even seeking feedback, and even taking time, solitude time, it is good to know that these are things that are not static. Because you continue working on yourself, you realize that you are growing. So be open to grow and to change, and especially for the positive. Okay, so now what you need to do is do those personality tests frequently. Seek feedback from the people you trust frequently. Take some time away and reflect, and also try to learn from experiences that you go through. From that, you get to know yourself even better, and you're even going to get more of your get the best out of you. All right, so know that you will not remain where you are if you're actually working on yourself. So be prepared to grow and to even become a better person, and your identity to even be clearer as you go on. And the next one for us is knowing your goals and aspirations. What do you want to achieve in life? What does success look for you? What does it actually mean to you? For you to look maybe 20 years from today, how do you expect to look like, or what do you expect to have that will show that you are actually successful? That will somehow give you clarity for what you value. It will give you clarity for your aspirations, your goals, even knowing your purpose in life, discovering your purpose. Why am I here? That is an aspiration. Why am I here? And then you are walking towards that purpose, that I am here for this, and then you are moving towards it. It gives you clarity for your self-identity. So knowing your goals in life and what it means to be a success in life will help you become better, and it will bring out the best in you. And our next one is more on Christians. I don't know for other people, but if you're a believer, which I hope you are, but if not, I hope you have some faith. So our next one is prayer. You need to pray and talk to God. Self-identity. God is the one who created you. He gave you all those abilities that you have. He put the potential in you. So God is the person who knows you best. You can ask him to help you realize your potential, to help you realize your abilities, your strengths, your weaknesses, to help you realize the negative beliefs that you have. God is able to reveal to you your purpose, and that will help you bring out the best in you, even building confidence in you, and you getting your identity in God. Knowing who you are in God is also very, very key. So take time to just pray that God reveals you to yourself, and he reveals that which he desires for you to you. Okay, so that is the other thing that you need to do as a believer. You need to pray, because God did not put anyone here as a mediocre, because God is not mediocre, and he never does anything just for the sake of doing it. He never brought you here for the sake of it. So there's something in you, there's a strength in you that he has put, and a gift he has put in you that no one else in this world can leave a mark, can leave the mark that you are able to leave. So no one else can also touch the lives that you are supposed to touch the way you are supposed to. So ask God to show you these things and to give you even more clarity for your identity. And our last one for this video is practice mindfulness. Basically, this means be in the moment. try to pick lessons from everything that is happening every day. And as I've said in our first point, reflecting. So make sure you are taking time to reflect frequently, if possible every day. You can journal, you can just sit down and meditate. It will help you get to know yourself better, because even from the bad experiences, maybe failures that you have gone through, you're able to pick lessons that will build your character. And as you build your character, you're building your self-identity. All right. So take time to just reflect on everything that is happening to you and around your circles, and that will help you know yourself even better, and it will bring out the best in you. So I hope you'll take time frequently to just be on your own and reflect in life and try to figure out the best side of you and bring out the best in you, because this world needs the best in you. And on that, it will also help you be very well prepared for relationships, because as we said, we are becoming whole. When you know yourself, you are whole and complete. So even before someone else comes, you already have an identity. So they'll not come and just sweep you off and you get flooded in someone else's identity. You have your own identity, you know who you are. So even when they come, they bring out their best, and you're able to work together and make a good relationship and a beautiful marriage where children can thrive. I hope you have gotten one or two things that you can pick for your self and prepare well for relationships and even for marriage. I hope to see you in the next video. If you have not yet watched the videos, the episode 1 to 4, as I've said in the beginning, I'll be linking in the description. And thank you for watching to the end. Remember to subscribe and leave me a comment and a thumbs up. God bless you.